going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 302 Birds. I am Dalton, proud to be joined tonight by all of our awesome hosts and Mr. Action Jackson in the house tonight, Cjgj McCoy in the house, Ballpark Tommy, and then we got Sean, Ash, and Colin backstage. We got a ton to talk about. Today is Wednesday, March 8th, and we're in the midst of the free agency. Daniel Jones fucking up the market. We'll get to all that in a few. But first, I'm actually going to kick it to Jack to do what he does. But before I kick that off, I will hit your intro for you, Jack, so we can thank our lovely sponsor.
What do I want when I'm in the state of Delaware? Of course, El Diablo Burritos. Customer service always is serving your food with a smile on their face, asking how your day is, but their food is phenomenal as well. Their burritos are out of this world, one of the best burritos in town. Their queso is phenomenal. Their burrito bowls are amazing as well. When you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos and tell them that 302 Birds sent you. God bless. Go Birds.
Thank you, El Diablo Burritos, for that sponsorship. We love your burritos and your queso. Today we got the classic Fitzy. Give me a bird. Go!
Go!
How we feeling tonight, Fitzy?
Hey, man, I'm a little beat up right now. You know what I mean? I've been click-clacking the weights. You know what I mean? I'm a little beat up, but I'm all right, man.
Click-clacking the weights for what? What you got to
Man,
tell
you
us?
heard me. You heard me on the morning show, man. I'm putting that challenge out there to John Forganin. 3 rounds, exhibition match. All proceeds go to charity. I'm coming for that ass.
You going to kick that ass, too?
No, I'm not going away, man. I might need y'all to take a flight with me. We might shoot down to Arizona. Let's say like August. Yeah, I mean, we might have to pull up to a press conference or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I ain't going away on this.
I'm down. Can I join in? I'll get some punches in it too.
You could be my trainer. You be like Paulie.
Be like Mickey. You gotta go in there, Fitzy. You gotta get him with the 1-2 punch. Come on, he's a bum. You know that. He's a bum. You know that.
Yeah, man.
You know, I mean,
taking names. He's a bum.
I think Sean Desai is a little upgrade from Jonathan Gannon for sure.
I hope he is, man. It's kind of like a wait and see. They say he like Gannon, but they say he might blitz a little bit more, man. It's going to be earth shattered. I'm about to have to knock his ass out too.
Yeah, I mean, we shall see how this goes. How you feeling about the Phillies this year?
Wait and see, man. Wait and see. I don't never like the year after we lose the championship, like no matter what sport it is. So I'm kind of like, you know, every time we go to the champ. Doesn't matter. NBA Finals, Super Bowl, World Series. We lose. That next year be kind of rough, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know about the Birds. I think we'll have a decent season. It depends what kind of moves we make, though. It depends what kind of moves.
Man, last year I was on some fire Howie stuff, but like Howie been holding it down, man. Yeah. So I'm Team Howie this year. Let's see what he can pull off.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm Team Howie as well. You know, we'll see how this season goes because we have a lot of question marks after last season because we're losing a lot of players this year. And it's going to be a rough offseason, I think. Like we said, we have big names that we want to sign, big names we may not sign. Like Garner Johnson, I think we should sign him, but we'll see how that goes. So I
this is why I have faith in Howie, man, right? Because we're going to pay Jalen Hurts, right? So what's going to happen is they're going to extend his contract. So he's still kind of under the rookie year. We might not get the same guys that we had this year, but I think you can pull one more out the hat. I'm like Team Howie this year.
I think he can too. It's just going to be a lot harder for Howie to pull one out of his ass this year for sure.
Yeah, the CJ Gardner-Johnson situation is.
I'm hurt about that.
I think it's a little bit more serious than we think. And
yeah, I'm very hurt about that.
I mean, that we saw the TikTok post that he was saying goodbye to Philly. It's sad, but hopefully, you know what, though? It doesn't mean that he could delete that, and he could be like, you know what? If they're offering me enough money.
But let's say we do lose him, right?
Yeah.
Are you okay with signing the Jordan Poyer?
Oh, yeah. I'd be fine with Jordan.
You understand what I'm saying? We drafted him in the first place anyway.
Yeah, fun. Yeah,
I think Howie comes back.
Him. Yeah, we did draft Jordan Poyer.
He was like a 7th round pick or something, man. But I think Howie can do something, man. Oh, Dutch is here.
For sure.
Nah, dude, Howie's fucking sleeping. Howie's asleep at the fucking switch right now.
Dutch.
Anybody give Howie his medical card? Anybody got Howie smoking pot right now?
We thought that last year.
Oh,
we thought that last year when we was like, damn, all we got was Hassan Reddick.
Yes, you're right. And Hassan, and hey, it ended up being very fruitful because draft night was like fucking Christmas. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, and you know, this could be the calm before the storm. I'm just really nervous about Cjgj Gardner-Johnson. I know we could totally draft a safety. We have two top 30 picks, not top 31, top 30, because the Miami Dolphins forfeited their pick. So all I'm saying is if the Eagles play their cards right, it could get really scary next year.
There's no way we stay at 10 and 30. There's no way we stay at 10 and 30.
Oh, you think we trade up?
Crazy. I don't know what Howie's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do, guys.
I think we don't get
Look
that guy.
Cjgj, he's contemplating.
What's up?
You're contemplating.
I think Fitzy's right, though, Dutch.
I'm just saying that I think who's that guy from? I'm trying to think who that player is. Jaden something. Wilson. What's up?
Is it the one from U of I, the cornerback that they were talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's the corner. Correct. I think if he's not on the board, then yes, we actually trade back. But if he's on the board, I think we do go for him. I think so.
Who you like?
I like the guy from where was it again?
U of I, University of Illinois.
Yeah, he's from University of Illinois.
Yeah. They say he's nice. I don't think we'll be there, man. Unless we can move up to maybe 5 or 6. I don't think he's gonna be there, man.
Hopefully.
I don't think he will either.
Know.
He's
Players
had a heck of a couple of weeks in the combine and stuff, so I think he's made every opportunity to move up.
What do you guys think about a Jalen Ramsey trade?
Oh, yeah, baby. I'm so glad somebody fucking finally pulled the trigger and said it because, look, that would be fucking amazing. Like, look, I'm really sad about Bradbury. I really like him as a player. That's a tough thing about free agency. When you actually, start to like these players as people, you know what I mean? And you're like, I respect this guy. You don't want to see him walk, because you're still going to root for him on another team is the problem. My thing is, if you let Bradbury walk and Gardner-Johnson walk, which at this point, it's most likely looking like you are, sign Ramsey or get him to come here on some kind of a deal, like maybe where you don't pay him this year, but you pay him next year. Howie's a fucking wizard with the cap with that kind of
I say we move 30 for Ramsey, and then we sign Jordan Poyer, and that's
I'm fine with Jordan Poyer. I think that'd be awesome.
I don't know.
And let's say Jalen Carter falls to 10.
He's better than freaking Blankenship.
I want to get young at this.
I like Blankenship.
I know
Jack's
still on that. When you want to get young at safety, Jack, talking about that.
Poyer's
I mean, I personally think safety is one of the most important positions on the defense. And if we keep getting older guys who are good players still, it's not going to work out in the long run. So I'm saying stay young because we'll have somebody that's going to be on the team for, years to come. Not maybe just 1 year, 2 years. So I like being younger on the safety.
So that's why I say with the 2nd round pick, but they're not going to do it. I would draft that dude Antonio Johnson from where you from? Alabama? The safety.
Yeah.
I would draft him in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Derrick Henry? There's all this talk. That's what Conrad Joseph just asked us in the chat. He said, what do you guys think about Derrick Henry next year? Everybody's shaking their head no. Is there anybody that's actually in favor of Derrick? Okay, let's play devil's advocate. Tom?
I like Derrick Henry. What? Why not? Hold on. Think about it. If you can actually get him, it solves a lot of your issues. Is on the offensive side of the ball, pretty much all of your issues came from the running back position. He plows everyone over. You have a solid offensive line. Who's stopping the offense? And honestly, if you look at how this league's being played anymore, the top teams aren't playing defense against each other anymore. Look at the Bills and Chiefs, not this past year, the year before in the playoffs. It was like It was like 42-38 or some ridiculous score like that. This past Super Bowl with us, no one played defense. The Super Bowl
That's
before
because of
that,
Gannon.
no one played
That's because of
defense.
Gannon.
No, Tom just gave me an idea.
Hold on. You need a high power scoring offense, one that is going to score at will nonstop. That's how the NFL is changing.
I agree with you. But I think Henry gonna be cooked. He's gonna be cooked. He's been beasting for years.
If you put Henry at the quarterback position because they banned the fucking Jalen Hurts rule, and now you can do the QB sneak on steroids every play.
Wait, is it official? Wait, is it official?
Is that the loophole? Look at Tom.
It's not official yet.
Wait. Hold up.
It's not official yet, but it probably will get banned because the NFL is,
stupid.
fucking weak.
It's not our freaking fault that we're actually good at that play. It's not our freaking fault. And they're like, oh, we're gonna cancel it because they're good at it. What are you talking about? The freaking Titans, of anything, they were good at running the ball. What are you gonna ban them from running the ball? Like,
it's different though because it's a QB and it's Philly. I'm just saying that would be like hilarious if they ban it and then 2 weeks later Howie signs Derrick Henry and then all next year Nick Sirianni just runs like this formation where the running back is at the quarterback position and just does the same shit next year, just even fucking better. Jalen Hurts doesn't take the risk of getting injured. I mean, that's a fucking win scenario. Just saying.
I'll tell you one thing about Derrick Henry. I would be fine with him being in our offense, but at the same time, it's going to cost us a lot of freaking money. And we got to pay Jalen first. He's a priority. We have to pay him. Yeah. And we also got to pay some other guys as well. But I think, I don't know about Derrick Henry. I would love to have him. I think that, as Tom said, with that O-line, that would be scary as hell.
What do you give up for Henry, though? What do you give up for Henry?
Would you give up 10 and 30 for Henry? How about that?
Hell no.
I wouldn't either. I just was curious. I would not either because you need two young guys. That's more value. I would actually honestly keep both those picks rather than couple them because you get so much value at both those picks.
At the only thing that I would possibly do with those picks is if I were somehow trading away a later pick and getting one that instead of drafting at 10, drafting at like 15, 20, like a little later in the first round. Because you have so many holes this year. I'd be perfectly fine.
Two starters.
I'd be perfectly fine with getting three. I would rather get 3 first rounders than necessarily a top 10, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. Yeah. And that's what's nice about the Dolphins fucking up. And we'll move on in 1 second from this, but last but not least, that's what's nice about the Dolphins fucking up is a lot of people aren't talking about how much it really matters that they forfeited that pick because the Eagles move up a slot. And you'll say, okay, what's the big deal? It's one slot. It's one slot in the first round is the thing. And those guys, Tom just made a really good point. Those first-round players are difference makers. Those are key guys on your team that, are young, come in the clutch. Look at what the Chiefs just did. That kid, Nick Bolton, he fucking tore it up all playoffs. And he was a linebacker that they drafted last year. So just look out. I mean, the Eagles really need to finagle the draft this year. But Fitzy, we want to thank you as always for jumping on with us and calling in.
Come on, Tommy. Come on. Do it bird noise.
All right, Fitz,
your bird sound like Gannon.
Yeah, Fitz.
All right, y'all. Good night. Peace.
Yeah, Fitz.
All right, fellas. And now it's the season, baby.
Time for Phillies talk with Ballpark Tommy. Finger stitch.
I really don't know fucking why every episode it fucking cuts off, but it's really getting on my OCD. So here's what I'm going to do next episode. I'm going to take the alarm. I'm going to put the Ballpark Tommy clip, but guess what? I'm going to put them on one clip. Why the fuck didn't I do that a while ago? I don't know. Why the fuck didn't they bring back the World Baseball Classic a while ago, Tom? What the fuck is this deal? Why am I just learning about this now?
They've had it every 4 years.
Yeah, they had it, dude.
Every 4 years? What the fuck is it? The Olympics? Why don't we have it every year?
Yeah, you numbnuts.
It's every 4 years because, first off, the MLB has first right to the players. Here's the MLB at first wasn't going to allow their MLB players to be part of this, just like how the NHL doesn't want to let their players be part of the Olympics for injury purposes. They're trying to make sure their guys don't get hurt. So the World Baseball Classic Committee was like, fine, we'll do it every 4 years then. And then, so it's been out of commission actually 6 years at this point. They had COVID issues. Then they had issues with certain countries not allowing players, and there was some political issues that went on there. But now it's back better than ever. Team USA still the reigning champs from Adam Jones's amazing catch in center field in San Diego that a lot of people who are fans of this will remember. I'm just glad it's back. It starts this week. JT looks sexy in the red, white, and blue gear that he's got. Trey Turner looks amazing. And yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on.
Is it me, or does Tommy have a crush on both Trey Turner and JT Realmuto?
He definitely does.
You don't?
Nope, I do too. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Tom. Fuck these guys. I'm right there with you. They are the handsomest men ever. I'll speak on this.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
What do you think of this, actually, Jack? I mean, I know you're not a big baseball guy, but from your perspective, I feel like you and I are kind of the same. It's kind of cool. It's like the fucking Olympics of baseball. I'm gonna check it out. I never got
the World
into
Cup
it.
of baseball.
Pretty
Like
much.
that.
Yeah. I mean, are you into it, Jack?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely cool. Something new that I haven't really watched baseball, so I've never really seen it. But I think it's a cool little thing they got. It's kind of like a World Cup, so more baseball. And like I told you, I'm gonna be more into baseball this year, and that's a great place to start. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
Because you got a JT Realmuto jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
He doesn't want it to go to waste. Let's bring Shawnee Boy on. Shawnee Boy, welcome to the show, handsome. How you doing?
John Paul.
Pretty good.
Wait, who's running the water?
What the fuck happened to your mic?
Is it bad?
You sound like you're in a basement, like in Saw 7 or something.
I thought somebody was running water. I thought somebody was
I
running
know.
water.
It sounds like you're in
Why don't
a
you try
waterfall
fixing
there,
it,
Sean.
turning off something, and coming back? Your microphone's all jacked up. Put in AirPods if you have them.
Here, I'll answer the question. I got you. What do I
Take
think
it away,
about,
KJ.
All right. What do I think about this World Baseball Classic? I actually am very excited for it. The only thing is, Tommy, you can answer this question for me. Do we play in Japan at any time? Because if we do, we're going to have to – we don't?
No.
Okay, thank God. All right, because I noticed that they had freaking games at like freaking 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because right now they're in the pool. They're in the pool stage. So like just like in the World Cup, there's a pool of like 5 teams that you have to play. Hey, every team plays each other, and then whoever has like the best, it's like the top 2 teams from each pool move on to like the bracket round where it's best of 3 against each other once you get to the bracket round.
Right. You know, I'm excited though. It sounds like fun. I wish Bryce was playing because he did make the team, but obviously he can't be playing. He's got to rehab. He's got to go through his Tommy John surgery.
How nice would that jersey look? Bryce Harper, Team USA.
Oh my God,
dude, it'd
be so sexy.
I'm gonna try
All right, let's give it another rip with Shawnee Boy. Shawnee Boy for the win.
Does it work?
I
No,
still
it's
hear
still
Niagara
ass
Falls.
cheeks. You should just go get a microphone and plug it in or something, like old school. Like, see how Tom doesn't fuck with those AirPods yet? Listen, Dutch, shit's overrated, all right?
No, I had AirPods, Dutch, and then you all couldn't hear me. You all said, like, it sounded like running water, like what we hear now.
No,
So
your
then I
voice
switched
does
to
sound
these.
like an angel right now. I'm not going to lie. See if you have, like, a plug-in headphone or something, Sean, or something you can plug in. Yeah, just do something different. Anyways, Ash, you got any thoughts on the Phils?
I mean, I'm excited. I'm also excited to see, obviously, because we're so early still in spring training, just seeing, especially Trey Turner, how he kind of hopefully starts to figure out where he fits on the team as well. My boyfriend is a huge baseball fan, so he's been filling me in on all of the World Baseball Classic stuff. So, and he helped with the graphic yesterday.
No, you guys are doing a great job with that, so we appreciate the help.
Is he a Cubs
from
fan?
all
And
of us.
Colin.
Red Sox fan?
No,
Call me
he's
a
a White
British,
Sox
I do
fan.
have 'em.
Oh wow, Southside.
Yes. do not mention the Cubs to him. That would not.
This is that change,
Cubs,
bro.
go.
Hey,
Go,
Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs suck today. No, I'm just kidding.
But
only
I mean,
concerned
I
about
think
the White
that,
Sox is
that's
Jim
all we
Thome.
should talk about. I mean, as far as baseball goes, I mean, there's the injury report, but there's not really much. I mean, yet we'll get into the spring training more
There
as
is
it
one
gets
thing.
hot.
There's one thing we should talk about.
What's
Tommy,
up?
you want to give us some status on Andrew Painter?
The status on Andrew Painter is still unknown.
Oh, jeez.
So like he went in for like MRI testing 2 days after. So the Phillies like kind of like put it out there. He's been feeling tightness in his elbow. Oh, like the day after his start. Then 2 days later, he went for MRI testing and stuff like that. Like Rob Thompson kind of gave like this like very vague answer of like he's good, but he's not good. Like from what it sounds like, there's no structural damage, and he just more so needs rest than anything. So it's not like a Bryce Harper situation where like he tore something. It's sounding more like early season, probably didn't stretch right and got some tendonitis type thing, and now it should probably just like rest so then he doesn't do something to actually tear something. So timetables like that's why like they're kind of being vague about it. Like if they give like a timeline, they know people will start to expect him, and then all of a sudden it will cause fear in fans. So yeah, there's that. So
yeah, there's a ton to that's gonna happen this season. I mean, I'm excited for the Phils. I'm really excited. Andy Painter, this young man coming out. I mean, just give him some time to get through this injury. Like Tom said, it's kind of unknown right now, so that's why, like, you know, we're kind of like just gonna see what happens with it. We're about to watch the boys play some international ball. It's about to be fun, and then we're gonna get into the baseball season before we know it. It's 1 month away, basically. And I mean, that's going to be a great way for you guys to link up with us, meet us this year, see the legend himself in person, Ballpark Tommy, sponsored by TickPick, going to be hooking us up with some tickets to a bunch of games this year. But speaking of, that's a perfect segue into our next topic. Is that too far-fetched? I don't know. Let's move on to Slap Shots with Zep.
He shoots, he scores! Time for Slap Shots with Zep. Flyers talk from 302 Birds.
Brought to you by TickPick. We want to thank TickPick for sponsoring this segment. Use the code 302BIRDS for $10 off your first order, any order above $99. And also want to say, if you guys aren't using TickPick for your tickets, you're really missing out. It is seriously the best app to use. They basically give you a full ticket price, so then you don't get all those annoying fees tacked on, and I personally like it better that way. Check it out, tickpick.com. Anyways, moving on to the Flyers. I mean, this guy, Chuck Fletcher, just seems to fuck up and fuck up after fuck up. I mean, is that too far-fetched to say? Oh, he does it again. Yeah, baby. I mean, I guess we'll let Tommy take this one first. Tom, I mean, what's your take on this dude?
Take it away.
he's an absolute disaster. Just a disaster. In 5 years, this guy's I couldn't believe when I was listening to 97.5 this week and they said he was here for 5 years. I literally had to go and look it up, and he has been here for 5 years. In the 5 years he's been here, this team has gone from a Stanley Cup contender to barely scraping into the playoffs to just missing the playoffs to being the absolute embarrassment of the league to 50 feet of shit, then there's us of the league. I thought John Tortorella said it perfectly, and he got in trouble with Chuck Fletcher, like, made him sort of get in trouble because Chuck Fletcher's his boss, but I thought he said it best. We have to earn the respect of the league. We don't have any respect in this league whatsoever. We had Rangers fans take over our stadium. We had Devils fans. I was at the game on Saturday. Do you know what I mean? And it was against the Red Wings. You know how many Rangers and Devils fans I saw at Wells Fargo Center? Like, what in the world is, like, going on?
Wait, they were at that game? They were at the Red Wings Flyers game?
Yes.
Why?
Because why the fuck not? Because our fans fucking suck and don't buy tickets. So assholes like that can probably buy tickets last minute.
Don't put it on the fans. You want to go see the piece of crap they're putting on the ice?
True. It is a shit product. That is true.
And then you got
I will
guys
take
like
back
Tony
what I said.
D'Angelo
But at the
shoving
same
his-
time, we need to just stand up, and it needs to just outnumber Chuck Fletcher. I get that that's going to also make him keep his job, but like at the same
why
time,
would I do that? I'm going to make a stand
it's
by
ownership.
staying home.
You know what I
Ownership
say?
needs to
We
step
need
the fuck
all
up.
We need to all go to the supermarket and get bags, and we can put them all over our heads and just stand up for Flyers fans and be like, you know what? We're protesting for the Flyers fans, okay? That's what we're doing. We'll have bags over our heads.
Don't go-
Tommy will do it. I'll do it.
don't
Jack will
go-
do it.
Don't go to the game. Just don't.
Yeah. It's not
that
worth your
simple.
time, money, anything to just sit there and watch them suck.
Plus, you're giving them money. What does
Yeah.
Comcast care about? They care about money.
Yeah.
They care
Yeah,
about
I
money, money, and money.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
they're not
like-
making money, they'll have to
like
get rid
Tom-
of them.
I bet
Like
you
Tom-
Jack would rather go watch like some senior citizens play shuffleboard or something, but like, we
1000%.
all would.
That shit gets hype. But yeah,
Yeah, it does.
it's crazy. Like when I was younger, I was more into Flyers than I was now than I am now, and it's just like really upsetting to be a Flyers fan and the past 5 years, what had happened to the team. Like this guy needs to go, and we need to figure something out because for so long the Flyers have been a terrible league, a plague to the NFL city, or not the NFL city, the Philadelphia city. And it's not even enjoyable to be considered a Flyers fan anymore. You know what I mean?
At one point in time, it was fun, but it's been a while.
When I was younger, but not anymore. Just
No.
like
It was fun from 1965 or 1968 all the way till about 2015.
Back in '69, when the Fly Guys were the Broad Street Bullies.
Back in
During
my
the Ed
day when you used
Snyder-
to knock people
During
out
the
and
Ed
hit them in the
Ed
eyeball.
Snyder made sure this team was always competitive. Ed Snyder always made sure they were a respected team in this league. Ed Snyder always made sure that it was smash mouth hockey. Ed Snyder didn't necessarily care about dollars and cents. Ed Snyder cared about the product he was giving the fans on the ice. Comcast doesn't give two shits about what they're putting on the ice.
Not all. They just care about their freaking TV network.
Sell the team.
Yep, do it.
Sell him and get this fucking idiot. I mean, what did you think about his comment? Determine fair market value on trades. Like,
It sounded like he was using Madden to figure out what the trade value should be.
Yeah.
I can
not
do
Chell.
that.
He's not good enough to play Chell.
No, I don't think he knows what Chell is. I don't think he knows what NHL stands for. If you
National-
actually
He
ask,
is one dumb motherfucker.
He probably thinks it stands for nose hair losers.
probably.
Yeah. something like
what?
that.
KJ?
Did you just
what?
come up with that off the top of your head?
Yeah.
That was pretty quick. That was impressive.
On the spot.
All right. Well, I mean, that's actually another perfect segue into our next topic of the night and our next segment, which actually, I guess,
Wait.
would I ever?
Hold up. You're saying that was a good point about the nose, the bounce off from the nose hairs to this? All right. Yes. All right.
It's
Here we
because
are.
you have long nose hairs.
Okay, let's just shut up about the nose hairs. Okay. The Sixers, yes, they've been red hot on the road right now. And now we're coming back to Philly. I think we have a game tomorrow. No, I think Friday. We go back to Philly. We play the Trailblazers. So, but yeah, I mean, what a game we had against Giannis and the Bucks. They're a bunch of frauds in Milwaukee anyway. The Sixers against the Pacers, that was a great game as well. Doc almost let his guard down like usual. And
Is it still fucked up? Sorry. Say something.
Yes.
No, let him. I mean, yeah, he can mute, but say
I still
something,
hear
Sean.
I still hear Niagara Falls.
Not there.
Yeah, dude, it's
Probably-
fucked.
It's probably just like this.
If you look on YouTube, you'll hear it. Anyway, sorry, KJ. Keep on going.
All right. So then also we had a great game against the T-Wolves. That was great as well. But yeah, I mean, they're getting these road wins, and hopefully they can get some wins at home. And I think they will. I mean, Trailblazers, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see All those people that love Matisse Thybulle, let's see if they give him like a standing ovation. I don't know what they're gonna do. Because obviously, if you as you saw, Matisse Thybulle, when he left, he went to his mural he has in Fishtown, and he wrote and he said, "Thank you, Philly." And then somebody scratched it off. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Matisse. He wasn't here that long, but it's gonna be interesting to see what he does in his return, because he seems like he's doing better in Portland, which is not surprising at all, because that's what happens when we trade players away. Sometimes they become good on those other teams. So, but yeah, Doc, the whole thing with Doc is just, his job is still safe.
Yeah. So are you a little like hot and cold on that? You know, because like, yeah, you want to fire him, and then now you want to keep him. Like, how you feel?
Here's the thing: the playoffs are going to happen, and
Right.
Doc's going to choke again. So that's what's going to happen. We're not going to make it out of the second round. We're going to choke again. We're going to keep on thinking, we're going to the finals. We're going to the finals, and we're going to choke again. It freaking sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. And then they're probably going to, sadly, Harden's probably going to leave. Probably going to go back to Houston or something like that. And they're going to probably just, try and rebuild again, which would suck. And hopefully that doesn't mean Embiid leaves or whatever, but I don't blame him if he wants to leave after another horrible defeat in the second round of the playoffs. I don't blame him. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've been watching a lot more NBA this year. The Sixers are looking really good. Tyrese Maxey's playing really well. Embiid's playing well. Harden is playing out of his mind. Like, this is not where he was last year at this time. Like, having 20 assists against the Pacers, that's insane. And then, like, all of our bench players are playing well. So I think we're in a better position than we were at last year at this time going to the playoffs. Starting because the playoffs are in like less than 4 weeks. So I'm confident. I know that's how we Sixers fans are. We're very confident, and then we get, thrown in our face that the team loses the second round. But I think this team is a lot better than what it was. Josh McDaniel's playing really well. Like, this team is gelling on all levels, which I haven't really seen in quite some time since the Jimmy Butler era. So I think this team this year is gonna, make it past the second round for sure.
You're locking that in, handsome?
Yes, locking it in.
All right, Jack Dordan on March 8th, 2023, locking it in.
At 9:42 p.m.
I love the confidence. I honestly hope that you're right. And a little segue too. If you guys haven't, Jack and Maddie have done a phenomenal job with our online store. So we completely revamped it. You guys can get all of this dope merch on there for the season, the Ballpark Tommy tees, either the World Series one if you want it, which I know you can't really see it there, Ballpark, or the original. And then check this out. This is my favorite new shirt. The 302 Birds Sixers tee, little bit of tie-dye action, super comfortable. I rocked it tonight at the gym. I'm not rocking it right now because it's covered in sweat. Otherwise, I'd be rocking it right now. I need to wash it. But check out the online store if you guys haven't. As far as our 76ers go, it's been really nice seeing Joel Embiid kind of take control of this team. I feel like I've wanted him to take control for a long time. And it feels like he's really taking ownership of this team right now. And I don't know if that's where our success is coming from or not. But stay fucking tuned because it's getting interesting. We got to still stay hot. But a huge piece of all of that is James Harden coming alive. So if he can stay alive, look the hell out.
Yeah, I mean, Embiid's playing at MVP level right now. But honestly, the NBA will probably snub him again. With the MVP trophy. But honestly, I don't really care to be. I mean, all these people are saying, oh, well, Embiid deserves the MVP. Yes, he does. But at the same time, you know what? We just need to freaking make it out of the second round. We need to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. And hopefully we go to the freaking finals. I hope I'm wrong about my last prediction. But yeah, exactly.
It's been freaking embarrassing, to say the least. But that's all we got for the Sixers for you guys. Before we move into the Eagles, I will go ahead and my favorite part of the show.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia with your host, Jack Dordan, the mayor of Delaware.
Hey, thank you, Fantasy Football Network, for that sponsorship. What we got tonight is how many Pro Bowls did David Aker play in his career at Philly? How many Pro Bowls did David Akers play in his career in Philadelphia or his NFL career?
Hey, Dallas!
Hey, A1, B3, C6, D9. We'll give you the answer at the end of the show.
Oh, it was D9 last time, so I'm going to say it was D9 again this time. But uncertain free agents, 20 of them, Jack. 20 fucking free agents. Who do you want to see stay? Who do you want to see go?
I mean, look. I mean, Gardner Johnson needs to stay in Philly. I don't know if we have to give him money or what, but that guy played well. He had the lead pick, leading off in the picks last year, right? Bradbury, I would love for him to stay, but I mean, I'm cool with cutting ties with him, even though it's hard. It hurts me to say it. Fletcher Cox. I mean, he's my favorite player of all time. That's a little dagger in the heart, but I need to see him go because we got Jordan Davis. People are saying he's overrated. He played really well last season, so I think he's going to fill in Fletcher Cox's spot very well. Okay, and I mean, it's just
Hargrave and Cox leaving though. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, those are two Pro Bowl D tackles.
Yeah, no, that hurts because we had the best D line this last season, led in sacks of all-time sacks. But seeing them go, it's going to be tough. I mean, Hargrave, I'm not sure what his story is, but I'm not sure if he's actually done in Philly or what's up with that. But I'd much rather keep Hargrave than Fletcher Cox because Fletcher Cox is old. Hargrave's a little younger, and he's more of a whatchamacallit? What's the word I'm looking for? He's more of a versatile player, and he makes more plays than Fletcher Cox does.
Yeah. And Tommy just had to leave, guys. He had a work thing come up. We want to thank him for coming on as always and contributing some of his time. But I actually want to bring on a special guest. Do not get confused. Actually, I'll let KJ give his introduction. Go ahead, KJ.
Yes. My good friend, my colleague for today, in my first ever broadcast at Cabrini University. I broadcast a baseball game. But here's my guy, Ryan Chabitsky, the legend himself. And guys, no, he's not a Dallas Cowboys fan. He's not. He's an Eagles
And no
fan.
relation to Mitch, right? No relation to the Chicago Bear. No. Nope. I know it's Trubisky, but no, nothing like with the last name.
Not at all.
Welcome to the show, though, dude. I mean, that fucking stash is stellar, and that hat is handsome. How are you doing tonight?
Good, thank you. How are you?
We're good, man. Thank you for coming on the show. I mean, what are some of your thoughts on some of these free agents?
I mean, I think one thing we need to look at definitely is Miles Sanders. I mean, he wants to stay here. Nobody wants to see him go anywhere. He's been playing well for us. I'm really confident in Jordan Davis going forward. I mean, I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan, so kind of a little biased there, but you've got him waiting in the wings. I mean, it takes three guys to stop him on the D-line, freeing up somebody else. So I just think it's hard to pass up on, keeping him or keeping Fletcher Cox over Jordan Davis, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, running back is disposable as a position that it is. It's definitely value that you have the right guy there that can make the right move in the right moment.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Miles Sanders played really well this year, right? But we got Cjgj, and he played really well in the playoffs, which it matters. And we'll be back in the playoffs next year. And we got good running backs. I'm not sure if Bijan Jack or whatever his last name is, Johnson, will be there for us. But I think we pick up another running back, second round. I am okay with letting Miles Sanders go. Even though we had a 1,000-yard rushing season this year, played really well for us. You can't rely on
Get
it.
the fuck out.
He has key turnovers that were the turning point in the game this year. And I just think it's time to cut ties with him.
Yeah, I agree with the Miles Sanders point. I really do. It's sad, and I've said this before. We wanted Miles Sanders to succeed because the whole PA kind of story. But yeah, it's just honestly, he had a great season, 1,000+ yard season. One of the first Eagles since Shady McCoy to have those kind of numbers. So it was great. It was great to see that. But at the same time, though, when it came to the clutch moments, like the Super Bowl or like the NFC Championship game, he wasn't anywhere to be. He wasn't anywhere there, and it just sucks because you think this guy has so much potential, and you just keep on waiting and waiting, and it's unfortunate. He wants to be here. As Ryan said, he wants to be here. But yeah, I mean, you gotta try and go for some other guys because I think the running back position is replaceable. Obviously, either we get one in the draft or we get one in the free agency because there's some other running backs that are available. Oh, for sure. But then I would also say, yeah, I mean, the whole thing with Cjgj Gardner-Johnson also is unfortunate. I mean, we won him, and it sucks that he has already kind of announced, you know what, I'm going to be a free agent. They didn't put the franchise tag on him. And I mean, the last player they put a franchise tag on for the Eagles was Deshaun Jackson. And obviously he was shipped out. So maybe it was a good thing that we did not put a franchise tag on anybody. But at the same time, it does suck that Cjgj Gardner-Johnson could be out on his way. But Howie could pull something out of his hat because he's done it before. And I think he realizes that this could be a real screw up if we lose him. Because as Jack said, he led the league in interceptions. I mean, he was clutch when he played for us. He was so clutch. So I think you got to get those. You got to get Cjgj Gardner-Johnson. I'm fine with Hargrave leaving or staying. I'm fine with both. But yeah, with Fletcher Cox, I mean, we released him last year and then we got him back like literally a day after. So it's like with him, I mean, it's almost time. And then we'll see what happens with Jason Kelce. But whatever Kelce picks, I mean, we all respect that though.
1,000%. Ash, you're muted.
You're muted. You're muted.
I do that all the time. I'm sorry. So yeah, obviously I was kind of surprised with the list that came out yesterday, or today, whenever that was, in terms of who they were thinking or who is supposedly going to walk. I'm fine with Sanders walking. I will say Bradbury and Cjgj Gardner-Johnson are the two that I'm like a little more hesitant to let go. I think it's likely. I've been hearing more and more about Brandon Graham's going to really try to stay. So I think if we lost Cox, as much as I don't want to lose him, if we kept Graham, I think that would not even out, but I think it would be a little bit better. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure at least most of the people that have been in heavy rumors to walk are definitely going to be walking. I don't see us signing Sanders back or anything like that because, as KJ was saying, it's a pretty disposable condition or position right now in the NFL. So whether we draft somebody or get somebody cheap near the beginning of the season, I think those are both feasible options.
They're also saying, I don't know if anybody else heard this, but it sounds like the Eagles, a lot of internal rumors today. I did see this report that the Eagles might draft Devin Witherspoon, the cornerback, I believe, out of Illinois. So that would be a really good fit if we lose Bradbury, let Slay teach him a little bit. I don't know why. Okay, Kelce, Graham, Cox, those older guys, they've made their money. They'll probably come back if they want to come back. If they get, if they want to make more money, they'll make more money if they want to get a better deal somewhere else. And so be it. You can't blame some of these players for that. Younger players like Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Javon Hargrave, especially like guys like that Javon Hargrave, Miles Sanders, guys that just had a career year that are younger, they're about to get extended somewhere, and there's nothing we can do about that. That's just the sport. Guys that are a little bit older, but not like Kelce and Cox, like Bradbury and say Malu, that's where I'm interested to see what the Eagles do. Because those are the guys that can make money, but can also afford to not take that contract. So they're the guys that are key pieces that can come back if they want to win a Super Bowl. So that's what it all boils down to. I think, honestly, the fact that nobody's talking about St. Malu is wild to me. This guy, I think, should come back, and he was a big piece. And if you would have asked me last year if I would have said that, I would have been like, who the fuck cares? But this year especially, I think he kind of proved himself. Now, obviously, don't pay him stupid money. But I think, if he wants to come back on a pretty solid deal, why not bring a piece? I mean, there's always going to be an injury, knock on wood, unfortunately, on the offensive line. So worst case scenario, it's good to have a swing guy. You know what I mean? You're going to need it in the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like he's a very underrated free agent. A signing for us to re-sign. I think he's very underrated, and I think people don't appreciate him as much. And I mean, that's not his fault. I mean, he plays a position where people really don't realize how important an offensive lineman really is, because it is. And I think actually he played at a great level this year, and I would love to see them re-sign him somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to my coworker the other day, and offensive line is one of the hardest positions to stay healthy because literally you're going into a mini car accident every single play. So those guys do a lot on the line that we don't really know about. And Sam Mailata's definitely done that for us. Lane Johnson, Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, and all offensive line. So, I mean, they're a versatile position for other teams. So we'll see what happens with what they look
like. Are you good right now? Is there a reason that you look like you're in a hazmat suit right now? You're all like bundled up. You cold?
Yeah, I'm a little chilly.
It's a tit nippy over there, I guess.
Would you open your door or something? What's happening?
It's quite nipply, and my nipples are showing right now. That's why I'm hugging my nipples. So.
All right. Well, I'm trying to paint that picture. Well, also not painting that picture for myself. But anyway, why don't you paint this picture for me, Jack? There you go. You see how I did that, KJ? Ba-bing, baby. No, I'm just playing. Rank these QBs, Jack. Ash made an awesome graphic for us this week, and it got a lot of buzz on TikTok and Instagram. So 1 to 5, or actually better yet, 5 to 1. And you know what sucks? Tom left, and I was really excited for him to rank McNabb number 1. But, I mean, I guess he'll have to just do that another week.
So is 1 being, like, the greatest of all
1
time?
is the best, yes. And then 5 is the worst. So rank them from worst to best.
And when we do worst to best, like, what are we judging on? Like, overall player?
Overall as an Eagle. As an Eagle.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't count the success that Michael Vick had on the Falcons.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, you know what? Let me just say it real quick so we can crop it for the TikTok. Jack, out of all 5 of these QBs, rank all 5 of them based on their career as an Eagle.
Okay. Gotcha. As an Eagle. So I'm going to go with unpopular opinion, Donovan McNabb number 1. That's because he brought us to 2 NFC championships. He played really well. He threw up, I mean, like, he was what I grew up watching the Eagles. Maybe that's why it's, my opinion. But I think it's definitely him. And the close second is Michael Vick. And then Jalen Hurts. And then probably Cunningham 4. And then Jaworski 5. And I only put the older guys last because I never really watched any highlights of them. These are just the quarterbacks that the top three quarterbacks that I kind of were familiar with. So, McNabb, Mike Vick, Jalen Hurts. Top 3.
All right, let's kick it to our guest next. Ryan, what are you thinking out of ranking these 5?
Oh, boy. I'm going to have to put, though he's a good friend of mine and somebody that I've known through work, Jaworski, I'm going to have to put him at 5. I'll probably go Cunningham 4. I'm going to go McNabb 3, Vic. Actually, no, I'll go Hurts 2 and Vic 1. I just feel like Vic was, though didn't really do a whole lot here, was just a threat that potential didn't get fully recognized. And I feel like that he could have done a lot more here than he did. And I feel like we never saw his full potential. And that I just feel like I'm ranking him based on that ceiling.
Okay, that's a fair point. Ash, what are you thinking? The mastermind behind the graphics.
So I am gonna go against the grain here. My number 5 is, and this is where if I take emotion out of it, my answer may be different. But my number 5 is definitely Michael Vick. And then I was obviously, like that. Okay, that is my like Donovan McNabb poster in the background that I've had in this room for like 15 years. So McNabb is easily in my, I don't know. He's probably my number 2. Cunningham's my number 1. We'll put Hurts at 3 just because he hasn't had he's done a lot so far, but he also, I'm excited to see what we get to see from him in the next couple of seasons. And then we will have so I think that's everybody, right? Yeah, and then Vic be number 5. So.
Okay. I'll go next, I guess, and then we'll kick it to KJ to wrap up. But I would say this. If I had to rank them, number 1, can you put that comment back up? Okay, cool. So, Simo, thank you, Ash. You calmed it down because I was going to say, Simo, do you love me? Are you riding? Because I was going to make him happy, but luckily Ash took care of my light work for me. If I had to rank them in an Eagles jersey, this is kind of an unpopular opinion, but I think it'll be a popular opinion. Number 5, Michael Vick. Loved watching him. Literally, probably my favorite Eagles QB to ever watch. But if we're talking in an Eagles uniform, I mean, I got to count playoff wins. And at some point, I got to count tenure and total wins. And I think all 4 of these guys in an Eagles jersey have done more. That's all. Not by a lot. Then 4, Jaws. 3, give me Randall, the ultimate weapon, Cunningham. Just an exciting player to watch and a freak of nature. Number 2, I got Jalen Hurts. Look, he went to the Super Bowl. He did lose, but he hung in there. And, it's not that much less than McNabb. Like, for me, it's 1A and 1B with McNabb and Jalen Hurts. They're that close because McNabb also went to the Super Bowl and he lost. The fact that Jalen Hurts did it in 2 years is nuts. The thing about McNabb, though, that a lot of people are not going to want to admit and forget is McNabb didn't have this offensive line. McNabb did not have these receivers. He had fucking T.O. with a broken leg. So at some point, I mean, you also got to recognize that. But, I mean, this list is just insane. And then for anybody that's going to say Nick Foles or Carson Wentz, yes, you could probably argue Nick Foles. Carson Wentz, I don't know. Like, I really count, look, total wins, memories, feelings, cool, whatever. It isn't a feelings league. At the end of the day, you got to look at wins. And at the end of the day, I mean, if you want to say that, and rank them off of it, I guess Big Dick Nick would be number 1 for people like that because,
And I think it'd be interesting to ask older generations because this is just recency bias because our top ones are what we grew up with, whereas Jaworski and Cunningham are not the quarterbacks we grew up with. So that's why our opinions may differ from the older generation. So I think it'd be cool to have that kind of what the demographics of those answers would be.
Yeah, we should have asked Fitz. Fitz probably would have.
Well, I do have a TikTok. I do have a couple TikTok answers. So some of them really vary. I mean, I have some people saying Michael Vick is number 1, agreeing with Ryan. And then I have some people actually saying Cunningham. I didn't hear anybody say Cunningham 1. McNabb, Cunningham, Jaworski, Vick, Hurts. The fact that somebody has Hurts last is absolutely baffling to me based on what he's done. I do not think that he's last. Like, look, Vick was fun to watch, but Vick never went to a Super Bowl. And I think it's fair to say, you could say that Jalen Hurts has done everything that Michael Vick has done in an Eagles jersey. Michael Vick was impressive, but Jalen Hurts is fucking absurd. I'm just glad that we have this kid in an Eagles jersey locked up for long term. But that's pretty much all I got for this topic. Oh, yeah, sorry, you didn't go yet. My fault. Take it away, KJ. My fault. I'm sharing in the Facebook group.
Swear to God. It's all right. It's all right.
You're not important.
Yeah, I'm not. Jeez, I'm getting kicked to the curb. Getting kicked to the curb. All right. It's all good. All right. So my list is actually pretty interesting. At 5, I got to put Michael Vick. I have to put Michael Vick. I just think, as Ryan said, he didn't have as much as an impact as he did for the Eagles, as he did for other teams. I mean, obviously as the Falcons. I mean, he was insane for the Falcons as a player. We don't want to talk about off the field. But I would say 5 is Vick. 4, I'm going with Jaws. I gotta go with Jaws. He did bring us to the Super Bowl in, I think it was 1983. Am I wrong or correct? Or I'm trying to think.
Pretty sure that's right. That sounds right.
Yeah, 83 against the Saints. Oh, not the Saints. It was in New Orleans. They played the Raiders. Okay. They played the Raiders. They lost to the Raiders. So I got Jaws at 4. At 3, I got Jalen Hurts. Even though he did bring us to a Super Bowl, I just don't think he's above Randall yet. But don't get me wrong, Jalen is probably number 3. And then at number 2, I'm going to go with Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham's number 2. He was insane. The ultimate weapon. I mean, that was crazy to see. I mean, just to see the highlights. I mean, I wasn't alive for it, but I've just seen highlights of him. Like the way that he played, man. I mean, those Giants games he had, oh my God, they were insane. But yeah, the problem with Randall was he wasn't able to get us past an NFC Championship game, anything like that. He never went to Super Bowl. That's a sad thing. Same with Mike Vick. But at number 1, statistically, and you could hate him all you want. I know a lot of Eagles fans hate him for some reason. I don't really hate him. I'm fine with him. I don't really mind it. But as Jack said, as Eagles fans, as young Eagles fans, he gave us a lot of great memories. Donovan McNabb. He leads the Eagles in career passing yards. I think career passing touchdowns as well. But yeah, McNabb led us to multiple NFC Championship games. Led us to a Super Bowl we should have won. It's not his fault. Same kind of thing with Jalen Hurts.
They read the books. They read the books.
Yeah.
They cheated.
Yeah, they did. I know. Spygate. It's all right, though. But yeah, that's the number 1 quarterback. I think McNabb gets it. But you know what? Jalen Hurts has a chance to surpass him, I feel like. He has the potential. I think he can maybe do it. As Dalt said before, his 3rd year in the league, he was able to bring the Eagles to a Super Bowl. That means a lot. So that's why I put him at 3.
Facts. And Ryan, we do want to thank you for jumping on with us tonight, talking birds. This definitely won't be the last time we have you on.
We got one more thing, my guy.
Oh, yeah, we're not done yet. Don't worry. We still have more
trivia.
topics. I'm just moving on to the next segment. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right. Now, look, we're going to get some New Yorkers in here in a second. Because, I mean, look. Danny Dumbass. Absolute fucking goober. Weenie Hut fucking junior. Dumb and Dumber looking motherfucker. Absolutely just got the bag from the Giants. And I can't even lie. I gotta pat the fucking kid on the back. Because the fact that he's making more than Lamar Jackson is absolutely criminal. It's robbery. It's amazing. And like I said, as an Eagles fan, fucking pat on the back. Salute, kid. Because I know, look, a lot of people are giving him shit, but you do got to give the kid credit for fucking lifting the Cabo curse or whatever you want to call it when OBJ and all the players were on the boat. They got a playoff win this year. It was against the Vikings, but it's still a playoff win. So I do think that he did deserve the contract extension. Is $40 million a year in overpay? Fuck yeah, it is. It's a fucking bad overpay. But also, the Giants drafted him at 6, and everybody laughed at the Giants when they drafted him at 6. Everybody's going to laugh at the Giants when they sign him for $40 million a year. Are they going to prove us wrong again like they did? I don't know. The kid is a very hard worker, and I will say that. And fucking his dad over there, Eli Manning, good job, son. I'm fucking proud of you, all right? My kin. Thanks, Dad. But no, in all seriousness, I mean, it's going to be interesting for sure. I mean, what are you guys thinking from Eagles fans' perspective? I just fuck the market.
Yeah.
Hey, I love it. You know why I'm clapping?
A guy who got swept by the freaking Eagles. We went to all those freaking games, Dalt. Remember that? We went to all the freaking games. We saw him get swept by the Eagles. And guess what? The Giants are idiotic enough to just be like, all right, here's a bag. But, Jack, you take it away.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, this kid played decent this year. But what this means, you know, we get to beat him twice every single year now for the next however long of his contract is. And this guy, yeah, whatever, he played decent this year. But this man, his Achilles heel are the Eagles. And we will take it to him. We will make him earn that $40 million, take him to the ground twice a year. So thank you, Giants, for making an Eagles fan's life a lot easier. Thanks. Appreciate it.
And
Colin, you're in the fucking ring now. I don't know if you can hear us backstage, but you're in the fucking bullpen now. I mean, what's your opinion on this, man?
Don't act like you're the freaking victim in this, Colin, because you're always talking shit about us. Your freaking profile pic is fuck Phillies. So you know what? Screw you, buddy.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
KJ!
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Come on, KJ, give me some.
Oh,
Other
I'm
way,
sorry.
other way. Hey! I knew he was gonna do that.
There you go. I did that last time too.
I think the way that we structured it is good. I don't think he's worth the money at all. The way we structured it, where he only gets 19 mil this year, only half it's guaranteed. I think that makes it look better. But on paper, he does not deserve it, and I think we're fucking dumb for that. And we should have used it on Saquon. That's pretty much all I got to say.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't want to defend your man? I mean, you don't fucking want to be a white knight or
Fuck
anything?
him. He's not worth it.
So you're mainly about, like, are you more happy then about the Saquon franchise tag because that's, more financially conscientious for your team?
Yeah, I think we just tagged him for now, and then we're going to work on that deal as we go.
So you're a penny pincher, bro. You're a freaking penny pincher. You are a cheap mofo, aren't you?
Do you disagree with me? Do you think he's worth it? What
Look,
Mike said.
Hell no.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying there are a lot of Giants fans. I'm surprised is what I'm saying. There are a lot of Giants fans out there that are justifying this. I think, honestly, it's like 38, 37 mil, depending on where the market's at. What it does do, in all actuality, hey, Dan, thanks for fucking the shit out of the market for all of us because the Eagles and the Ravens, birds of a flock, fly together. Yeah, we just got fucked together too because now we're going to fucking have to pay these quarterbacks out the ass. Now, there's like this whole thing right now with the NFL and GMs all standing up to these players. It's not going to fucking work. Okay, the players make the league. We all know that. Let's not fucking pump out our fucking chests like idiots. Let's just pay these players what they're worth. Absolute robbery. I think Lamar and Hurts need to know that, though, and know that, look, Colin, I'm not saying this. Actually, we'll bring on a true Giants fan to defend his team, a 302 Birds regular when it comes to Giants. But look, is it Jizzle? Would you be like, it wouldn't be the first time or the last time that you would hear somebody say that the Giants are a dysfunctional franchise, correct?
Have I heard that in the past?
You've definitely heard it. Obviously, you disagree, I would assume.
No, I've definitely heard that. I don't agree that they are because their front office is really good.
So how do you feel about this decision then? Are you disagreeing with Colin, and do you think it was a good move? What are your thoughts?
I think it's a great move. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
He's got his jersey on.
Daniel Jones, he's the top 10 quarterback in the league. Must we forget? Must we forget? Hey, I got his freaking jersey on, man. Like, I got the Jones signed. Hey, you know why? Because he's a top. All right, listen. On my TikTok video, I say he was top 5. I was half joking, because he's top 10. All right, at this point, that's undebatable. The man got paid. So all the haters, come at me. You can't say shit now. You can't. That's just a fact.
I just feel like
they're sitting next to each other up there. I'm just fucking watching negative and positive.
I just feel like it was like a slap in the face to Saquon, though, because Saquon's been there longer. I feel like he's had more of an impact on the Giants than Daniel Jones. But what do you think, Jizzle? What do you think about that?
I'll speak on that. Okay, so I think that they're playing this in good faith. They're not screwing over Saquon. They told him, listen, we just need more time to get a deal done. We want to put you on a long-term deal. They said that. They've been saying that all offseason, really. The goal was to get both of them on long-term deals. So they'll have a deal by June 1st, in my opinion.
Jizzle, so I just wanted to appreciate the Giants fan base for doing this because now it's just 2 easy wins for us every year now.
I don't know about, dude, what? Dude,
talk about the massacre at the Meadowlands that we went to, that I first met you.
Yeah, and P.S.
It got into a fucking T-shirt, dude. It's a
Thank
T-shirt.
you for the toilet paper. Oh yeah, I still have it. Yeah, wait. Here, this right here. Yeah, thank you for this. Thank you for
that, and the almost potential ass. Oh!
That's foul, bro.
In all seriousness,
that's foul. That's foul, bro, because he's not throwing that away.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm gonna just probably get some gloves and probably just
Right.
disinfect it
You'll
or
get,
something.
You'll get all the gloves disinfected
Yeah.
properly. Yeah. All right. Wait till Danny gets some receivers, because it's over now. The Eagles got spayed and neutered in this offseason. How many defensive pieces did they lose? Like everyone. They're all going away.
Are we dogs now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. According to Nick Sirianni, we are. So yeah.
You know that means hungry dogs run faster. So us being we'll see what happens this season. We're gonna be making sure we get those W's. And
Right. Yeah.
yeah, Jizzle. Yeah, Jizzle.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what do you think about like for the Eagles and Ravens? Do you see my point that this kind of like, I mean, we're gonna fucking give up an arm and a leg now. I mean, the longer term you do, I think the more of a price cut you get. You know what I mean? Like the more you can kind of streamline it. But I think what I have projected for Jalen Hurts next year is a 5-year, $230 million deal. I believe that's like something around like 46 million a year. So that would be 1 million over Patrick Mahomes makes a year. And I know that sounds like an overprice, but you got to think about the Chiefs gave Patrick Mahomes, who at the time, I don't know if I would say was the best QB in the league at the time. You could have argued he was, or Aaron Rodgers. But the point is, they sent a guy that was, top 3, definitely for sure. They paid him $45 million a year. That was 2 years ago. The market's changed. It's went up. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I think that the Eagles definitely got kind of screwed, but at the end of the day, like Jack said, we want to send you guys a Christmas card for doing this. But I mean, we all laughed at you when you drafted him at 6, and I can't lie. The kid is a good player, and he got a playoff win, and that's an unbiased sports fan saying that. So respect due where it's due. What do I actually think he's worth? Probably like 38. So I mean, it's not like that bad of an overpay. It's just an overpay.
I agree with that. We had to overpay Jones because we had to. The shit he's had to put up with, it's just he was have to gonna be overpaid. I'm just happy that it wasn't too bad. It's basically like a 2-year deal because with the guarantees and everything, they played this so smart. I said in the video, the Giants have this is the best front office we've had in 15 years. And they played this like one, because this is a guy. You know what? I love Daniel Jones. They were unsure about him. You could just see in the tone. They said they loved him, and I believe that to a certain extent. But they were unsure about him, and I would be too. This isn't their guy. They really had no pressure. Why? Because if they didn't actually want to give him a chance, why wouldn't they just go get Lamar? Right?
Yeah. What do you think, Matt?
Oh, I'm on here. Okay.
You're on here. What do you think about Daniel Jones?
Come on, Matt. Turn on your camera.
I'm happy that we got him back, but I think the price point was way too steep.
Why do you say that?
Because you could have given him less. Sure, he was good enough to get us to the playoffs, but I think for the price point, I don't think it was worth it.
Yeah, I mean, fair point. KJ?
Yeah, I just think, as I said before, I think they should have given that price to obviously Saquon. I felt like
Saquon, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. I mean, I think Saquon kind of deserved it more. But, I mean, that's what the Giants did. I mean, a lot of Giants fans really believe in Daniel Jones. They believe in what he can do. And, I mean, he's not a bad quarterback, as we've said before. He's not bad. He's a top – I agree with Jizzle, though. He is a top 10 quarterback. I actually do think he is. Yeah, he's good enough. I mean, he made the playoffs. He just needs – obviously, I think he would be way better if he had a better offensive line, though. And I think same thing with Saquon Barkley as well. If they get a better offensive line, they'll be a better team. I feel like that's the main key for the Giants. And I think Jizzle knows that as well. They haven't had a strong offensive line for a couple of years. And I think if they get that, they could be a dangerous team, though. They could.
Jizzle, let me ask you this. With that price point that they gave him, Do you think they're expecting all eyes will be on him this season to make sure he performs well?
Of course. That was going to be the case anyway. That would have been the case if they tagged him. That would have been the case if they gave him $35 million. Because
I think he can make more than Mahomes next year, right? In total, because the guaranteed and everything.
He can. The way the contract is structured, it's $42 million each year for the first 2 years.
Wow.
That's fully guaranteed, and he has a bonus of $8.75 million that he can also go get if he hits the incentives. So he could make a maximum of $50,750,000 next year if he
whoever the fuck is Daniel Jones' agent?
Athletes first.
He's definitely got to lay off the crack pipe.
No,
like that guy is
doing their job.
I would crushing it. Like fucking give that guy a raise, because the fact that he negotiated all of those little things are really what matters, because that's like how somebody like Carson Wentz fucking starts his hunting business and all that shit and absolutely robs the NFL at gunpoint. Guys like that, that are smart, they come in the league and I'm not saying Danny Dimes is one of them. I think he's obviously a ton better than Carson Wentz. I'm just saying that, getting that guaranteed money, especially nowadays, is very, very smart, because look at what just happened with Derek Carr. I mean, absolutely a franchise guy for years, and then they just kind of pull the rug from under him. But that's pretty much all we got for the Giants. Matt, Jizzle, do you guys got any final remarks before we move on?
I got one. KJ, I liked a lot what you said, but if you talk to like some like old school Giants fans, the Giants have been trying to rebuild that offensive line for 30 years. Like, it's that bad. The Giants, like, when they won the Super Bowl, let me give you a little stat. When they won the Super Bowl in 2007, I want everyone to take a guess. What was their offensive line ranked? Just take a guess.
Probably like fucking like 32nd if you're bringing it up. I would bet 32nd.
What, 27?
27, 32nd. Ash, what you got?
29.
25.
25. 31st. Their offensive line was ranked 31st in the league.
And they somehow got a Super Bowl win out of their ass.
That's why people say that Eli isn't a Hall of Famer. That's why Eli's a Hall of Famer. Because he didn't need anything, man. And Daniel Jones does the same
That's so true.
Because look at what Daniel Jones has done in his career. Look at college. There's this if you want to look it up. There's a game he played Clemson in high school, not high school, in college. It was Duke Clemson. He was getting lit up all over the place. Receivers were dropping passes. That game was close. They almost won that game. And Clemson against Clemson, a team that is probably 50 times better than Duke was at the time. This is what Daniel Jones does, and this is why the Giants drafted him. They reached for him. They tried to trade down to 10 to go get him, but they saw Eli Manning and Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested to see what the Giants kind of do in the next coming months. Like you said, there's a lot that they're going to do, probably with that Saquon deal. But I mean, you do have your guy, and at the end of the day, salute to you guys for that. It'll be good competition for years to come. As always, Jizzle, we want to thank you for jumping on with us and bringing that passionate Giants fan. There ain't a lot of you guys, so we appreciate it as always. Moving on now to our last topic of the night. But before we get into that, I'll kick it to Jackson for you guys know what time it is.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dorden, the mayor of Delaware.
Hey, thank you very much. Thanks for letting that work. The question we had tonight was, how many Pro Bowls was David Akers in his career in the NFL and the Eagles? How many Pro Bowls was David Akers named to during his 16th season NFL career?
D9.
A1, B3, C6, D9. The answer is C6.
I said that.
We should get a scoreboard tracker, like for the show.
That would be fun.
And measure who has the most. And at the end of each season, whoever has the most should get the belt. And we should do like a trivia belt to make it more competitive. And the only person that can know is Jack. Jack will be like the fucking game master. Like Saul, want to play a game?
All right, so what'd you say there? Ash, what was your answer?
I said C. I said
so starting tonight, Ash and KJ are number one on leaderboard.
Yeah, they're tied with 1 point.
And I'll make something. I'll make something up for it. So
all right, cool. Sounds good. I love it. All right, moving on to our last topic of the night. Jack, why don't you take it first? Is Cjgj Gardner-Johnson gonna be the one that got away?
Yeah, so I'm not really on TikTok that much, but I follow him on TikTok, and the video was very confusing that he posted recently. It was like, "Thank you, Philly," blah blah blah. So it was like, I don't know if it was thank you for the season or thank you for my short career here or what. But if we do let him go, this will be the one that got away. This guy, like I said at the top of the show, he led the league this year in interceptions with 9 or whatever, and he played out of his mind. And he was a very versatile player when he was on the field, and we missed him when he was injured. So the fact that this is even a question blows my mind because he's done so much for Philly this season, and I don't think he's asking for that much. I could be wrong, but this guy is a very versatile player for the Eagles defense, and he is the heart and soul. He is that Malcolm Jenkins-esque player, and I think this guy, if we let him go, we're stupid. We're gonna be screwed. I mean, we still got Darius Slay, but see. Carter Johnson is just a player that played insanely well this year, and if we let him go, I want to be a little upset. I want to be pissed actually. So yes, he will be the one that got away if this were to happen.
I agree, 100%. You cannot let Cjgj Gardner go. And here's the thing: Howie's showing right now that he's fine with letting him go, which is not fine for us. I saw all the comments on TikTok. People were like, dude, I'm about to cry. Because Cjgj wants to be here. He wants to be in Philly. I mean, he was loving being here in Philly. He loved it. And to just see him just get away from that, it just sucks because we should have signed him. When we got him, we should have signed him to a extension. So we didn't have this stupid problem right now because it sucks because it would show how much we cared about him and how much we actually value his ability and his presence, but this just shows that Howie's like, you know what, this guy's replaceable. So you really think a guy who led the league in interceptions is replaceable just like that? I don't think. I think, as Jack said, it would be a huge mistake. It really would.
Yeah, I agree with you, KJ. I mean, it's almost like a respect thing. Like the fact that Howie's not at least franchise tagging him. Look, I know that the Eagles historically do not like to use the franchise tag. And players don't like the franchise tag. I get it. But when you got to pay Jalen Hurts and, you're going to have to pay another player like Javon Hargrave, some of these older guys like Jason Kelsey, Cox, Brandon Graham, whoever decides to come back, whatever they do out of these 20 unrestricted free agents that they have. Cjgj Gardner-Johnson for me is that second priority right after Jalen Hurts, because it goes Jalen Hurts 1, lock him into a deal, and then after that, I'm going Cjgj. And the perfect way to do that was the franchise tag. I know that you still had to clear up about $14.5 million to even be able to franchise tag Cjgj. But when you lead the league in interceptions for that long, you don't just ignore a player like that and let them go unrestricted and talk to other teams. I'm interested to see who the hell is going to pay him. Somebody is. I'm worried if he goes in the division. I mean, out of spite. I don't think it would be out of spite. I don't think it's anything against the fans, but I think he's kind of pissed at the organization. I think that he kind of expected to at least get franchise tagged. And we knew yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, that it wasn't going to happen before. I just am worried. This is Howie Roseman doing Howie Roseman things. 80% of the time it works out. The other 20% of the time we fall flat on our face. I will take those numbers. I will take that percentage any day of the week. But at the end of the day, I mean, this one is going to be one of those 20% that we fall flat on our face. And it's going to hurt like a motherfucker because this guy, I mean, just the fact of, moreover, you got to look at what a player brings to the locker room, the energy that they bring around him. That alone, I mean, it's Malcolm Jenkins type vibes. And you're not even going to see what this guy can do in Desai's defense. Franchise tag him for 1 year. What if he leads the league in interceptions again? Yeah, you're going to have to pay a premium, but then let him walk. At least go after the Super Bowl this year. I think it was stupid by the Eagles not to franchise tag him.
Yeah.
Ash, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I totally agree on that one. If we let him walk, it's going to be a huge mistake. People are so hot and cold on whether they like Howie or not, and I'm somebody that most of the time I'm very much in the middle. But if he lets something like this happen when we have already so many players that are unrestricted free agents right now, if we let this guy go, it's never going to be, obviously it's never going to be the same regardless, but it would be a huge, huge disservice if we let him go.
I agree. And last thing I'll say is if we sign Miles Sanders over Gardner Johnson, I'm going to be pissed. Howie, if you listen to our podcast at all, do not re-sign Miles Sanders. Yeah, he had 1,000 yards this season, but in the playoffs where it matters, he did nothing. So think hard and long about this decision, because Gardner Johnson led the league in interception this season, and you're thinking about letting him go, hopefully to keep Miles Sanders. Don't do that, Miles. Don't do that, Howie. You're going to piss off Philadelphia so much. That's all I got to say.
We thought you were a genius when you pulled that trade off, when you pulled that out of your freaking hat. But now you just want to, throw that away? I mean, it just...
Well, I mean, it didn't cost us a lot, so it was fucking genius to go for a Super Bowl run. It's just right now it's kind of tough because it's like getting a summer fling. It's a summer fling at the shore is what we just had. It's a nice little fling, and now it's time to go home for the summer, and it's time to cut it the fuck off. No, in all seriousness, you get a little sweetness with him. You see what he's awesome at. And it sucks that you can't pay him, but, he was an integral piece to getting us to the Super Bowl. I mean, we knew when we signed him that this was going to happen this year. We did. We knew. I remember talking about it, saying, probably won't be able to sign him next year. Might have to franchise tag him. It's just the fact that we didn't franchise tag him, which I think we'll look back and kick ourselves on. But, yeah, as Colin said, this is definitely one of our longest shows ever.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep doing this. I love you guys, but I'm fucking beat. Shout out to everybody that listens to the full show all the way through. We appreciate you guys. And if you haven't, cop some merch. Check out the link in our bio. There's a ton of awesome stuff you can get on there. And as always, God bless. Go Birds. I'll kick it to Jackson to do what he does to wrap us up tonight.
So Josh is in Utah right now, so I can't say to his face, but Josh, it's an outro, not an intro. Hit that outro.
Howie, you better sign Cjgj Gardner-Johnson, or I swear to God.
Or KJ will send the seagulls at you, motherfucker.
Yeah, and you should ask some Giants fans, because they